In today's Basics with Preach, we are going to deal with something that I believe has really become an epidemic of people trying to cheat the system. Let's go. All through the comments section, people are saying, Mike, you need to talk about add-ons. You've got to get people sorted on their add-ons. But no. We're going to look at that a different direction. Add-ons are a very personal thing. People have loot trackers, achievement hunters, pet battle things, and all that kind of stuff. Are there any add-ons in this game that you absolutely need? No, you can play without anything. The PvP is used to it for a really long time. That does not mean it's a good idea, though. I would recommend at least having a boss mod and a weak aura, at the very minimum, weak auras 2, and then customize everything else to whatever gameplay you like. But today, I don't really want to address that stuff, because as I said, add-ons are personal. You use whatever you want. But what I do want to address is the fact that boss mods in particular are one of the most effective ways of making massive gains in your gameplay. Yet, I do truly believe, especially after dealing with a lot of behind the scenes helping players out, the couple of videos we've put out of the viewer gameplay of people who wanted it to be shared, and in discussions, is that boss mods in particular are just one of those checkboxes. That's what they've become. People just install them. Why? Their raids tell them to install them. People tell them to install them, just like a damage meter. Make sure you install a boss mod. Make sure you install a damage meter. And then they just never use it. Oh my god, this is so plainly obvious. Every time I step foot in even a mythic raid, you can see the people who do not use the boss mod in terms of they have it installed, it's on their screen, but God bless do they not use it. Instead, most people rely on the raid leader to make calls, and often you'll actually see a lot of raiders actually complain if a raid leader forgot to make a call about some ability that was coming in and then fail. Now, obviously, there's a line to be drawn here, because there are definitely people who have no idea what's going on in a boss in the first place. These are as plain as day to see, be it a tank having no idea what Ravage is, or whether it's a guy who has no idea why he has a red floating orb above his head on the Stone Legion Generals. However, that's not the people I'm trying to address here. You have a general idea of what's going on, but boss mods in particular pre-warn you about stuff that's going to happen. The biggest thing you'll see about most people complaining about PvE in this game, that game, it doesn't matter, is that it's all pre-scripted. And they're right! It is scripted for the most part, and you can absolutely tell 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes in advance of when something is going to happen. And God bless, does that allow you to pre-plan what you're going to do to it. This is the advantage. So often I see people blowing cooldowns just before an intermission phase where they're not able to do anything. Go ahead and start standing still even though something's about to happen. Being unable to reach a location because they just didn't know that this mechanic was going to happen. They know how to deal with it. So we look at Shriek Wing, right? That ear-splitting screech of Shriek Wing where you need to hide behind a pillar. And you'll see people stand in the middle of nowhere with absolutely no hope of getting there and then be like utterly surprised when the mechanic comes in and try making a mad dash over there. Instead of, as you can see here, I'm doing moving over a good 20-30 seconds in advance. I know it's coming. Of course I do. Why? It's on a boss mod. I can see a countdown. I know exactly when it's going to happen. And this is how you massively improve your gameplay, because you're going to stop making all those silly mistakes. You're not going to get caught with your pants down, bent over with the soap on the floor, and none of us wants that in any way, shape, or form. Another great example will, of course, be Sludge Fist. We know when Sludge Fist is going to bash himself into a pillar. So because we have a timer for that, we can make decisions. One of the most common misplays that I see people make, and we address this actually all the way in basics looking at DPS cooldowns, is they press them the moment they come up. Their weak auras, their fancy UI show them that they have big cooldown available, and so they press it because I'm going to do more damage. Yet so many times Blizzard throws in these fights where in fact if you just hold like 10 seconds, you know that you're going to be able to use all these cooldowns when the boss takes more damage. Guess what's going to happen? Your damage is going to fly. And it's one of the greatest things that certainly like seasoned raiders got to play with. How do I manipulate this small window of doing extra damage? How do I make that happen? And then they work alongside it to make it work. Absolutely tremendous. This is all I want to leave you with for this basics is start using your boss mods. But more importantly, dig into them a little bit. Spend 10 minutes in there, because I think one of the things that puts people off boss mods, and even downloading weak auras for the new raid, which I know many people do, is it's full of information that's not particularly relevant to you. They look at it and it's got things like happening to tanks that the players, DPS players, don't really care about, things that healers need to be aware of that the DPS players don't really care about, things that the DPS players care about but the healers and tanks don't. It has everything in there, but you can go in there and it take you 10 minutes to customize it. You can remove spells from this. You don't have to track everything. And more importantly, things that you suck at. Is there a mechanic that you really suck at? Emphasize that bar. Make it nice and big. And I know people are going to say, which boss mod do you recommend? Honestly, I use BigWigs, but it does not matter. They both functionally work pretty much the same way. It really doesn't matter at all. It's not here to pick a side. What I want you to do is use the damn thing, because I know damn well that most of you are not. You're installing it, you're setting it up so it's symmetrical, so it looks nice, so the top bars come down into the smaller bars, and there's a countdown, and there's a sound effect, and there's a fucking horn flame, but you're not using it to say what's going to happen in 1 minute's time. Should I stand here? Should I move over there? Should I use this cooldown now? Should I wait? Am I going to waste these things? Because when you stop doing that, guys, that's when you move up an echelon. And what's this show all about? Moving up an echelon. All right? Good luck. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really appreciate it, guys. And I love all your suggestions down below of exactly what you think the player base needs to learn about World of Warcraft. So keep those coming. Also, feel free to head over to preachgaming.com where you can pick up a cool shirt and join us in the team. Look at that. I've got spiky hair in this one. See you later.